So Kim, the next thing we'd like to talk about, as I just said, is training. And this is not necessarily about the required mandatory training in SLIMS, but these are topics that are important for our members, and we believe that they should be mandatory for all of your employees.
Geez, Geraldine, there's already 14 mandatory trainings under SLIMS. You know, people are already complaining about the ones that they have to do. I can't imagine having to tell them now they have a whole slew of other mandatory topics. You know, what exactly are you looking for? Why don't you provide us a list and we'll consider the topics? But it has to be voluntary and it has to be on their own time.
Well, okay, look, let's talk about some topics right now, but we can't have training done on their own time. You're already short-staffed and overworked in your workforce, and they're just not going to have the time for it. And these are not just fluff trainings. These are things that are important to our members. So let's talk a little bit about some of those things. Ergonomics. Everyone has some issues with either, working on their computer or their chair. You have a lot of broken down equipment in your workforce. People have back strain, sore wrists. Maria Franco is pregnant, and she already has carpal tunnel. She'll only get worse as she gets closer to her due date. And she has gestational diabetes, so that due date may be sooner than full term. She may not go all the way. We just think everybody needs new chairs and ergonomic keyboards, and we think they need training on how to use them. I'll just keep going.
Please do.
Okay. Bed bugs. You have an infestation at Building 1 on the Albany campus, and people have seen bugs all around George Smith. His desk is on the second floor, and it's really gross. His house has been infested a number of times, and then he brings them into work. I don't know how you can expect people to work under those conditions. You have indoor air quality problems. 501 Main Street had a bad roof leak for weeks this year, and we saw mold on the walls. The rugs were soaking wet, and even though the landlord said that he fixed the problems, we think that he just painted over the mold. And the rugs were never replaced, and frankly, it smells musty and gross. Marco Polo had an allergic reaction in the building the other day and had to be taken out by ambulance. He was diagnosed with COPD. He's been a smoker for a long time, but we know it was really the building that did it.
Wow. Do you have numbers of the amount of people that you would like to take these trainings?
Well, we think it should be mandatory for all your staff. So, if you have 100 people in Building A, I would say 100 people.
On top of the 14 mandatory trainings already. Are you expecting us to conduct all those trainings?
Well, no. In fact, our health and safety staff, we have specialists who can provide that training to your employees. And we have a lot of resources to provide for that.
Well, it's a good thing because we certainly, as you said, you admitted, we're short-staffed, overworked. We don't have the staff or the resources to do that amount of training on top of the 14 already mandated.
Kim, we think that people are going to be really interested in taking these trainings, and if we have support from management to advertise them and make sure that people get the information, we have money through Article 18 joint funds to provide any funding we need. And again, you just need to provide the time and the space. If it's voluntary, if we can't do mandatory, then let's talk about making it easy for them to attend the training during the day.
All right. Will you agree to set up a subcommittee?
I think that would be great.
And we can prioritize the training and start trying to look at, using your resources, if we can get them created and start scheduling them. We'll set a meeting date for next week once you tell us who your representatives are.
Great.